I had recollections from my childhood of, my dad had 3 brothers, and the 4 of them and my granddad, throwing back Gansets at the family barbecue, and crushing the cans and using them as bases when we played wiffle ball. And my grandparents had a little summer shack out there, and the shed would always be 10 high, Gansett cases. Those kind of early childhood memories made it sort of personal for me, and just knowing how big the brand had been, it's kind of like what happened to Grandpa's Beer. And the more we kind of dug and looked into it, the more exciting the proposition became. Mark and I met at Nantucket Nectar's Juices. Both Rhode Island guys, both had some history with the brand growing up. You'd just come back from a family vacation in Wisconsin, and had kind of gotten introduced to Leinenkugel. He was talking to a bartender about why Rhode Island didn't have something like that, and it just so happened he was in one of about 5 bars left in Rhode Island that still had Narragansett. So the bartender pulled the Narragansett out from behind the bar and said, "Oh, we've got Gansett." And it just started a whole firestorm of conversation around the bar. All the old timers talking about how great Gansett used to be. From that little sort of spark came the idea that it would be cool to bring back Grandpa's Beer. I was at home watching Jaws with my mother, and that famous scene where Quint crushes the can came on, and my mom goes, "That's a Narragansett beer. That's what your grandfather used to drink." Everyone you meet either has a relative or a friend or someone that they know that used to work at the old brewery. And one guy, Bill Anderson, was the last brewmaster at the old brewery. We tracked him down, and he helped us kind of recreate the old Glory Days lager.
Narragansett, Narragansett, Narragansett lager beer.
It makes it great to have all that heritage behind the brand, and then for it to be once again back. Original recipe from when it was #1 in New England, and new owners, and we're out there selling this beer at the same time that this sort of craft revolution is going on. Narragansett brewed other beers besides just their famous flagship lager. They did other craft styles like porter and bock, stuff that cream ale, stuff that we're bringing back now today, that craft revolution is just going nuts for. Jaws was the first summer blockbuster, and we decided to do a retro can that was commemorative to the 1975 can that was in the film.
We hear almost every day from someone who's like, "You guys got to get that brewery back in Rhode Island." By and large, they think it's really cool that we're resurrecting this big slice of Rhode Island.
Providence is a thriving city. There's a lot of our heartbeat right here in the city of Providence with the community. It's very neighborly, which comes back to our slogan, "High Neighbor Have a Gansett." There's a lot of community building around here. A lot of great neighborhood spots that are very supportive of our beer. And it's a great tourist city where a lot of people come through. They pass through here on the way to New York, on the way up to Boston. Now they can stop here and see where the local beer is made.
Experiences that people will have with the brand firsthand from that brewery being here in Rhode Island, I think will all compound on one another and really help us kind of take the brand to the next level.